The mansion stood atop the hill like a brooding sentinel, its dark silhouette etched against the backdrop of the moonless night. The wind whispered through the gnarled trees, carrying with it a sense of foreboding that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to venture near. Its windows, like hollow eyes, stared out into the darkness, harboring secrets that lay dormant within its walls. Among the brave, or perhaps foolhardy souls drawn to the mansion was a group of 5 friends: Sarah, Ethan, Rachel, Jake, and Alex. They had heard the rumors, whispered tales of hauntings and unspeakable horrors that had befallen those who had dared to tread within its halls. But fueled by youthful curiosity and a desire for adventure, they pushed aside their fears and approached the mansion's imposing gates. The wrought iron gates creaked open with an eerie groan, as if welcoming the newcomers to their doom. The friends exchanged nervous glances but pressed on, their footsteps echoing against the cobblestone path that led to the mansion's entrance. As they crossed the threshold, a chill settled over them, thick and suffocating. The air was heavy with the scent of decay, and shadows danced along the walls like specters from a forgotten nightmare. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she gripped Ethan's hand tightly, seeking solace in his touch. The interior of the mansion was a labyrinth of twisting corridors and abandoned rooms, each more ominous than the last. Cobwebs draped like funeral shrouds from the ceiling, and dust lay thick upon the faded tapestries that adorned the walls. It was as if time itself had stopped within these walls, freezing the mansion in a perpetual state of decay. As they explored further, they stumbled upon a grand ballroom, its once opulent chandeliers now nothing more than tarnished relics of a bygone era. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she imagined the grandeur that must have filled the room in its heyday, now reduced to a haunting echo of its former self. But it was what lay beyond the ballroom that filled them with dread. A staircase, spiraling upward into the darkness like a twisted spine, beckoned them onward with whispered promises of secrets untold. With trepidation, they ascended into the abyss, each step echoing in the silence like a death knell. At the top of the staircase, they found themselves in a corridor lined with portraits, their eyes following the intruders with a malevolent glare. The paintings seemed to come alive in the dim light, their subjects contorted into grotesque visages of agony and despair. One portrait, in particular, drew their attention: a woman, her eyes sunken and hollow, her lips twisted into a ghastly smile. Ethan reached out to touch the canvas, his fingers grazing the surface with a sense of trepidation. Suddenly, the woman's eyes flickered to life, blazing with an otherworldly fury that sent Ethan recoiling in horror. The friends stumbled backward, their hearts pounding in their chests as they fled down the corridor, pursued by the echoes of the woman's unearthly laughter. They found themselves in a chamber bathed in moonlight, its walls adorned with ancient symbols and sigils that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she realized the true nature of the mansion, that it was not merely abandoned, but cursed. In the center of the chamber stood an altar, its surface stained with the blood of countless sacrifices. Ethan's hand tightened around Sarah's as they exchanged a silent vow to escape the mansion's clutches, no matter the cost. But their hopes were dashed as a shadow emerged from the darkness, its form shifting and twisting like smoke on the wind. It spoke in a voice that chilled them to the bone, promising eternal torment for those who dared to disturb its slumber. With nowhere left to run, the friends huddled together, their hearts filled with a fear unlike any they had ever known. But as the shadow closed in around them, something stirred within the depths of Sarah's soul, a spark of defiance that refused to be extinguished. With a cry of defiance, she stepped forward, her voice ringing out into the darkness with a strength she never knew she possessed. She spoke of courage and hope, of the power of friendship to overcome even the darkest of shadows. And as she spoke, the shadows began to recede, their malevolent presence driven back by the light of her words. With a final, desperate plea, she called upon the spirits of the mansion to release their hold upon the world, to find peace in the embrace of oblivion. Slowly, inexorably, the darkness relented, retreating into the depths of the mansion like a defeated foe. The air grew still, the silence broken only by the soft sound of their breathing as they stood on the precipice of victory. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the mansion stood silent and still, its secrets buried beneath the weight of centuries. And though the scars of their ordeal would never fully heal, the friends knew that they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious. Their bonds of friendship forged anew in the crucible of the night. And so they departed, their footsteps echoing against the cobblestone path as they left the mansion behind, its haunted halls fading into the mists of memory. But deep within its shadowed depths, the echoes of their laughter lingered, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit in the face of unspeakable horror.